Yeah! Oh yeah! It's time to rock and roll, everybody. Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome. We're talking slasher movies tonight. I'm excited to get on into it here soon. Let's take that music all the way down there so we're not blasting it. Although I do kind of like blasting. Gonna be honest. Do like me some good blasting. I've been watching too much Always Sunny, I think. What's up, everybody? How's it going, though? Gunner's with us tonight. What's up? They're making another, I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'm excited for you, Gunner. I don't know what any of that means, but I'm excited for you. What's up? That sounded scary. What's up? Today makes 8 months as a KillJoy Jake cult member. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that support. It's been a blast. Thank you. Saying time sure does fly when you're having fun. Now let's talk slashers. You're damn right. Let's make it happen, Kyle. What's up, man? Thanks for being here. Coop de Oof, what's up, man? Good morning, everybody. Rocking a new profile picture, made it myself. I love the profile picture, man. Good morning to you. I see you've corrected yourself. Not morning, afternoon. That's funny. Funny stuff, man. Good stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling extra stinky tonight. I wonder who put that in there. How stinky are you guys feeling? I'm just curious. Leave it in the poll up there. I see 31% of people say showers are for losers, so I'm starting to get concerned about some of the people out here. Damn. But 50% of you are just feeling a little stinky. Okay, you know, listen, we all get a little stinky from time to time. Nothing to be ashamed of. If someone's trying to tell me that you're not feeling a little stinky, come on. Come on, man. We all feel a little stinky at one point or the other, I think. What's up, Cat Bread? How's it going? What's up? Love me a good cat with bread around its head. Love that you're here. Welcome. Mr. Fazbear's with us as well. I see we have a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's fans out there. Is that a slasher? Technically? I mean, that's technically a slasher. Ghost kids and animatronic animals killing people? I guess? I don't know. But what's up? Corey is in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. You're not talking about Corey Cunningham, are you? Oh, jeez. If he is, oh Lord, I'm gonna have a fit. No, I'm kidding. Only kidding. Denisha Lane, by the way, has been a member for 8 months. Says Jake, 8 months of love drinking the Kool-Aid. Nice, very nice, Denisha. I'm glad you like the Kool-Aid. We give it to all of our members. So thank you. Drink it on up. It's fine. Nothing else is in it. It's just Kool-Aid. Thank you, Denisha. I appreciate your support so much. Thank you. What else is going on? Who else we got in the chat? What's up, Shay? How's it going? What's up? Thank you. I appreciate it. Got the sides cut, all the hairs chopped off. Daniels J 2004 is saying, how you doing today? I'm doing fantastic, man. Chilling out, chilling in my Megadeth shirt. I don't even know, man. I'm vibing. I'm vibing out. Got a good Terrifier video out today, I think. So hopefully you guys dug that. It was very fun stuff. What's up, Blaine? How's it going? Only halfway till Halloween. Fuck yeah! Oh, we're a little ways past halfway, my friend. We only got a couple of months here. What, like 3 months or so? July, August, September, October. I guess if you count the whole month of October. But I don't want to get through that too fast. Oh, man. It's my favorite month of the year. Favorite Megadeth song. That's so tough. That's a great choice. I'm going to sound like such a basic bitch, but Peace Sells is so good. Peace Sells is probably my all-time favorite. Devil's Island, maybe? Good Morning, Black Friday, anything off that album. Like, it's my favorite. So good. Black Friday! I love it. Good stuff. That's how it goes, too. Just like that. Tori's with us tonight as well. What's up? Hey, party people. How's it going? The Green Tea Witch. Hey, yo! Welcome. Love it. Kirsten Marie, what's up? How's it going? Thanks for being a KillJoy cult member. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. What's up? How's it going? Man, I am really gonna butcher this, and I am so sorry. Sion Edwards, thank you for being here, my friend. I appreciate you. Saying it's just gone midnight here in Wales. Oh, well, welcome. That's technically morning now, I guess, for you. So there you go, Coop. If you're still there, you're kind of right. You're kind of right, my friend. Thanks for being here, my friend. Thank you. Midnight TV's with us as well, saying, I was gifted a cult invite. Hell yeah, this shark badge is amazing. Nice. Welcome to the cult, my friend. Welcome, Midnight TV. Enjoy the Kool-Aid, enjoy the shark badge. You get all of that. KillJoy Jake drinks Grimace shakes when? I should do that tomorrow, Sean. Just pour a whole one over me and start pretending like Grimace is destroying my innards. That's what I really want more than anything. Grimace destroying my innards, and I'll say it again even too to make fun of myself. Coop, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just kidding around, just messing with you. The fog is coming. The fog is coming. Dear God, Sean, you're freaking me out. What's in the fog, man? What's in the fog? CultTube is saying, do you want Sydney for Scream 7? Who doesn't? Who doesn't want Sydney in Scream 7, man? Come on. I want Sydney back, but I want it to be, purposeful. My whole thing has been like, I just don't want them to do what they did to Gale. Gale came back, and I don't think she did all that much, in my opinion. Great chase scene in Scream 6, don't get me wrong. Wouldn't trade it for the world, but I wish she had more relevance to the plot. And the same thing I feel with Sydney. I don't want her to just show up and be like, hey, Sydney Prescott here. Thanks for paying money to, for a ticket and all that for Scream 7. I want her to do something, I think that would suck with any character that I love, just to come back and do absolutely nothing. So I would rather them not even come back if they're not going to do anything. I don't think that's going to be the case though, my friends. So we'll see. What's your opinion on the Five Nights at Freddy's trailer? It looks banging. I'm excited. I think it showed maybe a tad too much. I pretty much got the whole plot from that trailer, but besides that, I'm excited for it. It's probably going to be PG-13, which I know some people don't want to hear, but I mean, listen, it's targeted towards kids, so it's probably going to be PG-13. I'm not hyped about that, but hopefully there's still some fun and creepy stuff to enjoy in the flick. That's what I'm hoping for. Hellfire Munson throwing $20 in there. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, Jake, it's been a while. I just saw The Blackening and thought it was hilarious. I hope you have been good. So excited for Terrifier 3 and Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm going to start streaming again and do what you do. Hell yeah, man. Stream it up. Have fun. Talk about your favorite horror movies on here. It's a fun place to do it. I have not seen The Blackening yet. I've had so many requests for me to see this, though. Apparently, it's really good. So many people have said, dude, it's really good. You got to see it. So I'm going to watch this as soon as possible and get a review out. I've not had time. And at the ends of every month are really get real busy for old Jake. So I don't have a whole lot of time, but at some point I'm going to check that out. Hopefully this weekend. And you're saying you're excited for Terrifier 3 and Five Nights at Freddy's. Me too, my friend. I cannot wait. Five Nights at Freddy's coming at the end of the year, right alongside Saw X. Really hyped for it, man. And if you start streaming, good luck to you, my friend. I hope you absolutely kill it. Thank you so much for the $20. I really appreciate it. I'll hop on those streams sometime. It'll be fun. We'll make it happen, man. Thank you again for the support. Thank you. Ghostface 95 is with us too. What's up? I can't believe we live in a world where Shaggy, Stu, and Springtrap are played by the same person. Now that's something. that is truly something. I made a joke about this in my last Five Nights at Freddy's video, but there is so much fucking lore behind those games. I can't stop reading it. I've been very invested in it. It's pretty nutty, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of really good story, but it's a lot. It's still a lot. But it's very interesting. It's very fascinating nonetheless. I'm very excited to see what they hit on in this first movie. I talked about this once again in my video too, if you haven't seen it, but I really think they're going to be doing a trilogy here. So I'm excited to see what they touch on in the first movie, second movie, third movie, whatever. None of that's confirmed, by the way. Take that with a grain of salt, but most likely a trilogy. For all the London people are ready, Money in the Bank as on Saturday and SmackDown. SmackDown is on Saturday. I don't. Unfortunately, old Jake doesn't follow all that, but I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you nonetheless. That's exciting stuff. Very nice. Oh, look at this. Shay's got it. 123 days till Halloween. Still, I'm not gonna sing it. I'm not gonna sing it because we've all heard it enough times. We've all heard it enough times in that one movie. That's so funny. Coop to Oof's going on vacation soon. Fantastic. Have a fun time, my friend. I know a lot of people don't, but I really like the new Texas Chainsaw movie. I do too. And I hope they make more sequels to that direct sequel, like a Halloween 2018 type of thing. Oh, okay. Let's talk about this for a minute. I really like that movie too, personally. I had a blast with it all the way back when it came out. I don't know. I mean, listen, I wasn't expecting anything more deep than a massacre that takes place in Texas with a chainsaw, and that's exactly what I got from that film, and I was satisfied. I'm like, fuck yeah. Okay. The kills were amazing. The characters sucked. I was like, this is great. This is fine. I don't know. People have some crazy expectations for sequels to big horror movies, though, and I guess I don't. Whenever I get down, listen, we just got through Halloween's 11, 12, and 13. The fact that any of those are good, in my opinion, is really impressive. Like, the concept of a sequel is the fact that we're trying to take the same concept that made that original movie work so well, and we're going to do something else with it. No one thinks about sequels that way, I think, so they're always very harsh when it comes to a new continuation to something that was so great in the past. It's hard to not compare, too. Listen, I like the Netflix movie, I did, but compared to the original Texas Chainsaw, is it better? I mean, I don't know about that. But if you're gonna constantly do that with sequels, everything's gonna be a victim of comparison, and then everything just sucks that way. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's really fair. I don't view sequels that way. I watch them as kind of their own entity, as a continuation to the story. And hey, if they're any bit enjoyable, then I'm here for it. Me personally, at least. I don't know. That's just my take on sequels. I don't think I try not to go too crazy on them, but I need to binge some game theory videos. I have watched some of them. I never used to watch a lot of MatPat, but I have watched some of his videos recently to be a little more knowledgeable on the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. I played the original game when it came out. I was never crazy about the video games, but they're cool, and there's a lot of cool story behind them too, which I'm just learning about nowadays. So I'm really excited for the movie too. Josh Hutcherson, I think, is super underrated. It's unfortunate to me that he never had a bigger career after the Hunger Games. I mean, he's done some like TV shows and some other like smaller movies, but I think the guy is maybe even more potential. So would love to see him in many, many, many more things. And I love that he's the star of this one. Matthew Lillard, of course, too, man, coming back to horror movies. He's been doing TV for a while now, but I'm excited that we're seeing him here in in a brand new horror movie. So that has me very, very, very excited. Ghostface 95 is saying, quick question, what's your thoughts on the Burning? Do you think it should get a revival? Well, that's tough. I like The Burning. I think that it's got some weird shit going on in it that hasn't aged it all that well. And when you find out who was behind that movie, that also really sours the punch bowl, I think. So I don't know if I want to talk too much about that, but I have a love-hate relationship with it because I think it has some really fun elements to it. But then there's like some other things about it I'm not crazy about because of the people who are behind it. That's really all I'm going to say. Maybe that's unfair. Maybe that's unfair to judge a movie based off of the people behind it and like what that can mean. But there are parts of the movie that come off as like kind of gross in not a good way. Like there's listen, if you want to stomp someone's head into pieces, that's disgusting and it's fucking awesome. But there are other things that I'm talking about, especially in that movie, that I'm not crazy about. And that's really... I know I'm sounding vague, but I don't want to really get into it because of the people behind it. And yeah. If you know, you know. Look it up if you don't. I don't know. I love-hate relationship with that one. That's all I'm going to say. Personally, I'm going to say no to a revival just because of that. And I think that's where that conversation is going to end. But Sarah Campbell's here too. What's up, Sarah? How's it going? Welcome. Oh, this is a surprise. I know Jake doesn't go live on Thursdays. Not usually, at least. Jake's usually a busy boy on Thursdays. But I did go live last Friday, so I figured we got to balance it out. We're doing 2 streams at the end of this week. So I'm live today and I'm live tomorrow talking about underrated slashers. We're going to give some love to some of the ones that especially I haven't been super crazy about, like Halloween Ends and Child's Play 2019. There's a lot of other movies I want to cover too on that stream. I'm excited to bring your underrated slasher that nobody talks about to the stream tomorrow. Bring it. Tell me what you think. Be like, I can't believe no one talks about blank. Hit me with it tomorrow. I'm very excited for that. Today we're just talking about any and all slashers. And we'll probably talk, listen, let's be honest. Tomorrow's stream, we'll probably get into the Scream talk and the Halloween talk and the Nightmare talk, Terrifier talk, just like how we're going to do tonight. We love it. We love talking about all these crazy shits. Thoughts on the new Indiana Jones? I'm excited for it. I gotta spend basically the whole weekend in the theater, I feel, if I'm gonna catch up on some of the movies lately. I'm in pre-production for a feature right now, so Jake is just, I haven't had time to sleep. I'm running on caffeine and good vibes. That's about it right now. But that's okay. That's all right. We're getting things done and we're having fun, and that's what matters. So I'm gonna see that one eventually, though. I'm very excited for it. I've heard very mixed things from critics. Some people love it, some people hate it. That seems to be every single seems to be every movie these days, though. So I don't really I trust nobody. I don't trust 99% of the people anymore, because it's always, oh my god, this was the worst thing I've ever seen, or oh my god, that was the best movie ever made. And then you go and see it and you're like, that was a 6 out of 10. That was like an easy 6 out of 10. So I don't know, man. We'll see. I'll watch it, and I might do a review. Right now, kind of the review I want to focus on making next is The Blackening. When I finally get to see it. When I finally have like 2 hours just to enjoy a good horror flick. Green Tea Witch, Green Tea Witch is saying, do you think that, Matthew, coming back to the horror business, do you think that the crazy theory that Stu is alive will be explored in future Scream movies, or like they could actually bring back Stu? Here's what I'll say to that. I'm not crazy about the theory, but is it impossible? No. Like, I'm not going to say it's impossible. It's, at the end of the day, when you break it down, the Stu coming back thing is just fan service. And what drives movies nowadays, unfortunately, fan service and nostalgia. So I would not, whenever I talk negatively about the Stu theories, I'm never saying it's not going to happen. I will never say that Stu coming back from the grave is an impossibility, because unfortunately it's not. But I'm against it because I just don't think it makes any sense. I love Matthew Lillard. He's my favorite Ghostface killer of the bunch, but he's dead, like it's my same thing that I want to apply to like Gale in Scream 6. Like, I feel like she was completely unnecessary in that film, despite the fact that Gale's my absolute favorite character from all of Scream. I love her. I think she's amazing. She's fucking hilarious. I think her arc is the most interesting too. She goes from this very hateable character to possibly one of the most lovable. I think that's awesome. It's great writing. But I just don't see what the point of her character was in the last film, besides the fact that we were in New York and it was set up in the previous film that Gale works and lives in New York. I don't know. That's my thing of it. It's the same thing with Stu. I just don't see why we would need to bring him back, I guess is my point. But I love him. He's great. He's awesome. But it ruins one of the best aspects of Scream, which is the fact that there's someone new behind the mask every single time. And the moment we break that, I feel like, is when we stop making Scream films and we start just making movies that bring people to the box office and give money to studios, essentially. That's the point of those movies once we get to a point like that. And I'm not crazy about that with the future of Scream. I think this franchise has so much more potential than just that. Just in my opinion. Just in old Jake's opinion. I've been hearing rumors that The Howling is going to get a remake. I don't think they should do it. What do you think? There are points of The Howling I'm not crazy about. I think it's got a bit of a slow start. That's purposeful, obviously, but it's not perfect. If someone wants to take a crack at it, I'd be interested in seeing it, I'm also of the opinion, though, that I don't think that remakes ruin an original. Like, you can always just go back and watch that original and ignore the remake if you hate it. That's how I feel about Child's Play 2019, personally. I'm not crazy about it, but some people love it, and that's great. I'm glad that some people love it. It just wasn't for me. Kills are excellent. Everything else I'm not crazy about. Speaking of that, Mr. Fazbear is saying they need to make a sequel to the 2019 Child's Play, but don't rip on old Chucky's story and make it your own. Yeah, like, make it your own Chucky timeline. I agree. I would like to see a new version of Chucky in his own franchise. I think that was my issue with it. Like, they took the really cool and complicated concept of what was the original Child's Play, like a serial killer who uses voodoo to get his soul into the body of a doll. They reduced that down to basically what every killer doll flick is nowadays. And I think and they tried to like sell it like, oh, this is a brand new take on the Child's Play franchise, when really it's not. That's what I wasn't crazy about. They just didn't really add anything new to the conversation. It was just kind of like another killer doll flick. And I don't know. I'm much more interested in the original story, which is still ongoing through the TV series right now. But I loved the kills and the practical effects in that movie. It also is really funny as well. It's got some really funny moments to it. So I would watch a sequel for sure. Would I like it? I don't know. We'll just have to see. What else is going on? What else is going on here? Gonna jump in the shower now. Just got home from shopping. Ready to talk some slashers and Ghostface and Freddy. So RJ, are you telling me you're stinky? You gotta answer the poll. It's been up for 38 minutes. I'm getting a gauge as to how many people are stinky in the chat, which an update on that. 43% of people say they're stinky. 35% of people say that showers are for losers, which once again, I'm getting mildly concerned here, but it's pretty funny. I'm digging it nonetheless. Villain Killin' Dylan is with us tonight. What's up? What's up, my friend? I'm sure you are super excited after Scary Movie 1, the stream, the last time we were live.
What's up? What's up?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, Scary Movie 1, but it was a very fun tournament. We went through 16 of some of our favorite horror comedies, and we whittled it down to just one, and it was a banging stream. Go check it out if you have not seen it yet. Go watch the replay of it. It was a lot of fun. Rashad Eatman is throwing $2 out there. Thank you for the support, my friend. Thank you. Said, just watched My Soul to Take. Okay, I have not seen this one, but I know of it. This is the Wes Craven one, correct? Because I can't remember. The Ward is the John Carpenter one. I gotta look this one up because a few of these movies I have never seen. Some of these like later installments from like these huge horror directors, I unfortunately just missed out on, I guess. My Soul to Take, yes, it was Wes Craven from 2010. Have not seen this one. I also haven't heard good things though, but maybe it's a banger, and maybe it's hidden in plain sight. It's on Tubi for free too if you want to watch it. I got to check it out though. There was this weird period in like the 2010s where all these like huge horror directors made these weird like PG-13 horror movies, and I missed out on a lot of them. I want to see some of these. It was right before I turned 13, so I could go and see all these crazy movies. Like I want to say like Insidious was one of the first movies I saw. Or someone might have snuck me into it or something. I can't remember, but saw that opening weekend and it scared the fuck out of me. And I'm so excited to get the piss scared out of me again coming up in just a couple weeks here with the new Insidious. I'm excited for it. Rashad, tell me what you thought about that movie, though. Leave me something about it in the chat here and we'll talk about it. Thank you for the $2, my friend. Thank you. I want the full scoop so I know what's going on. I want to see if I should watch it or not. Johnny Hideout UK is throwing a big ol' super chat in there too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Saying, so happy to see you live today, KillJoy. KillJoy rocks. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're the best, Johnny. Thank you. Thank you for the support, my friend. And we'll be live again tomorrow talking more slashers. Underrated slashers, specifically, too. I got a few I want to bring to the table and put a little magnifying glass on that I feel like some people just have not seen. So I'm excited to talk about it. Some really good stuff here. Yes, Sarah Campbell is throwing this out there as well. GULLGOTHA is almost at 2,000 subscribers, so go subscribe to that. I'm doing updates on Rick and Morty and other animated shows over there. And when I'm not in pre-production for a feature film, I will be posting much more over there, so make sure to check it out. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Appreciate the shout out there. Nice cut, Jake. Thank you. Cut all the hairs recently. I was starting to look like Billy Loomis with his greasy ass hair in that original movie, so I was like, okay, think it's time to cut this shit. You watched A Haunted House. I have seen that. I watched A Haunted House that night and it was fucking hilarious. Oh, okay. Very nice. I've seen that. I saw that a while back. It's pretty funny. Like has the scary movie vibe to it for sure. I have never saw the sequel, but the first one was pretty good. No more Jeepers Creepers, Jake. Can you Jake it? Can you Jake it? Stop. I see what you did there. I don't know if it worked, but I see what you did there, and regardless, I appreciate it. Sarah is gifting memberships left and right, by the way, which I appreciate. Thank you so much, Sarah. Giving Coop de Oof a membership, as well as Shay Rants. Nice. Very nice. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate the heck out of you. You're the best. We all love Sarah around here. And Michael Parton has been a member for 12 months. Holy shit. That's a whole fucking year. Michael, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I dig the emblem you got there, because there's one that you unlock after like a whole last year, which is pretty cool. So thank you for that. Thank you. I'm not going to read the rest of that, Michael. Oh, wow. I'm not going to read the rest of that, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. What's your... hang on. What's your expectations for Saw X? Oof. Very excited for it. Very pumped. I think some people are not as excited because the last two Saw movies admittedly have been some of the weaker entries, but Saw X is kind of a big return to form here. We got a lot of the creatives behind some of those like original movies. Kevin Grutert is directing the film. He edited the first 5 movies and directed 6 and 7. So I really think it's going to be good. I'm very excited for it. It's continuing the John Kramer story, which we missed out on in the last film. I think it's going to be great. Genuinely, I'm so excited for a trailer, which we should be getting not super soon, but towards the end of the month. My guess is that at Midsummer Scream, which is July 28th, we might be getting a trailer. There's a bit of a Saw Expo thing or something that they're doing there. I would love to go, but it's all the way out in California, and old Jake is trapped in a cornfield in Ohio right now, so that's not happening. But we'd love to go out there sometime and see all that. But if you get to go, you might be able to see a trailer during that Saw presentation thing on July 28th. That's kind of what I'm expecting, a trailer drop around that time. So look into that, my friends. What else do we got going on here? What else is going on? Haunt from 2019 is one of the more recent slashers I really liked. Surprised me considering I went in with low expectations. I agree. Haunt fucking kicked ass. I bring that movie up a lot. I really liked Haunt was fucking sick. I think it's got some really scary moments to it that I wasn't really expecting. It was like just something I saw on like Shudder, I think, and I'm like, I'll try this. And, there's some hit or miss movies when you try something you've never heard of, but this was a big hit for me. This was a big surprise. Really liked this one. Really enjoyed it. I recommend it too. I don't even want to say too much about it because it's got some twists and turns throughout. Nothing too complicated. It's pretty simple, but it's fun. Oh, you're talking about Caitlin Gerald. Isn't she's Imogen Rainer or whatever from like Insidious Chapter 4? I wonder if she's going to be in the new movie. Like, they have her listed on Google, but I don't trust Google. I wouldn't trust Google if I were you either. Because Google Movies, they like to just throw anything on there. But I'm so excited for the new Insidious, man. I want to see if that's still on there. I'm just curious if she's still under the cast or not as we get closer to the release of that one. Maybe? The other girl's there, Spencer Locke, who plays the other niece. The second of Elise's nieces. Yeah, Caitlin Gerard. Yeah, she's there. Yeah, I wonder if she's in the film or not. I'm excited to find out. It's gonna be fun. Jake is in the tall grass, pretty much, but with corn. Like that movie, but with corn. That's all of Ohio. That is the place I live in. Elise Rayner getting a spinoff. We kind of just did that in the last 2 movies, didn't we? Of the Insidious franchise. I kind of feel like Insidious 3 and 4 is kind of already that story. I don't know what more story they could tell with that. But Mr. Fazbear is saying, also would love to see 3 more Fear Street movies. We know that another one is being made. Mr. Fazbear also says, those are great slasher movies with great story. I would like to learn more about the Grifter, Milkman, and the Humpty Dumpty Killer. Yeah, there was a lot of great little slasher designs throughout all those movies that were a lot of fun to watch. I especially loved the 78 one and 94. The last one was fine, but all fun. Like, they were all very fun movies. And they all came out right around each other. We got a whole trilogy of slasher films, like back to back to back, and it was awesome. That was really fun 2 years ago. I'm excited for the next one, though. The last I heard, Chloe Okuno, who directed, like, the Ratma bullshit in VHS 94, and Watcher from last year, would be directing the next Fear Street movie. So I'm very, very excited for that. I haven't heard too much about it. I don't even know if it's still happening, but that was the last big update we got on it. I'm excited to see what's up with it. How about The Strangers too? I actually wrote on the board today. I'm like, I just never made a video about the next Strangers movie. I just never really got around to it. So at some point next month, I'm gonna stencil that in to the old calendar. I'm talking about the I Know What You Did Last Summer continuation tomorrow that they're working on. They briefly announced that recently, so I want to talk about all the details behind that one tomorrow. That's going to be fun. But we'll get around to the Strangers 3. We're going to talk about, like, do a big everything we know so far video on that real soon. I'm excited for that one big time. Love the first two Strangers movies. Those are so good. And also Talk to Me, which comes out next month. I'm very, very excited for Talk to Me, coming from the Rocka Boys. Old YouTube, the YouTube gangs coming up with crazy ass horror movies now. I love it. I love to see it. Love to see coming from like this platform that anyone could get on to all the way up to the big leagues. It's great. It's great to see. So I'm very excited for that movie. I hope it's a banger. Can't wait. I know we're talking slashers, but got to bring up my favorite horror franchise. Who's excited for some Insidious? Hey, that's all right. We can listen. We're talking slashers, but I mean, you know, it's still horror. We talked about Indiana Jones a minute ago, and I don't think he's biting anybody's necks out in that movie. I could be wrong. I don't. Fuck if I know. But can you imagine old Harrison Ford biting into someone's jugular? That would be great. Anyways, saying you're excited for Insidious. I'm very hyped for it too, man. I hope it's good. I've heard some mostly positive reactions to the film for people who were able to see it. Some people are actually watching it right now at an early screening that I could not attend, because it's all the way in Chicago, and that's 6 hours from old Jake. But yeah, no, I'm very happy for everyone who's gotten to see it already. I probably won't be able to see it early, not too many early screeners or anything like that, but I'm excited for it nonetheless, man. You know I'll be there opening night. Very excited. Rec is such Record the Rec movies. If you've never seen them, if you like intense zombie movies, let's make that very clear. This is no Zombieland here. This is people getting torn apart by zombies and found footage, and it is fucking tense. If you like that crazy shit, I recommend all 4 of the Rec movies. Very good. 3 is kind of like an Evil Dead 2 situation too, where it's like a sillier tone to it. Very fun movie nonetheless, though. I really like it. And the 4th one has got some really surprising moments too, even though it's probably the weakest of the bunch. They're all very fun. And skip the quarantine movies. Hot take. They're just the same thing. They're just the same thing as the movies you already got, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, Spawn is getting a reboot, I believe. Jason Blum actually just said that they're moving forward with that real soon here. And they're in active development for a new Spawn. I'm sure a lot of people are very excited about that. I'm just not crazy about the 90s one. I think that the effects in that movie are just, they're so bad to the point that it makes the movie unwatchable to me, and I can't. It's like watching a PS2 cutscene for like a video game for like almost 2 hours, and I can't do it. Oh man, I can't do it. Sarah, yeah, there is a 4th Record movie. But hang on. I'm gonna grab it because I can't remember the title of it. I got the whole crazy ass box set, so we're pulling it out. Where is it? There we go. Yeah. All right. So I don't mean to be a show off, but I want to talk about this movie because I feel like it's underrated. Rec 4 Apocalypse, which you can't see because of the light. It takes place on a ship. There's like zombie monkeys too, which I think is really cool. So if that's your bag, Sarah. You might like this one. You might like this one a lot. I really enjoy it. It's fun. Like I said, it's probably the weakest of the, don't get your hopes up like crazy. Probably the weakest of the whole series, but it's fucking fun. The girl from the first movie is in it too, which I think is really cool. They all continue the story in a very weird way too. This franchise is so bizarre, but very worth it, very worthwhile. It tells a very interesting story, a very unique story about like the apocalypse and all that. I really enjoy it. Have you seen the set photos for Welcome to Derry? I'll have to look into them. I'm really trying to get away from rumors and stuff, but it's tough. Not rumors. That's not the right word. Like leaks and, leaks, rumors, all of that. I'm trying to stay away from that. I don't know. I'm not crazy about trying to spoil something from a new movie or a new franchise. And like, there's been times in the past where I've made videos on that, and I was just like, I feel I felt gross. It felt gross doing that at times. So I'm trying to get away from that. But if there's legitimate set photos that like the studio meant to release, I will absolutely report on it for sure. But I'm trying to stay away from leaks, rumors, all that. I saw people reporting on the Scream 6 leaks from right before when the movie dropped, and you know the killers got revealed and all that. I'm just like, really? Like, that sucks. You know, you got to find the line between reporting on news for a movie and spoiling it before it comes out. Not an easy thing to do, but yeah, I don't know. I'm in a weird place with that right now. Anyways, Jazz is saying Terrifier 3, do they go back in the past to explain, or do they do four movies? Shit. I hope we get a fourth. We know that 3's coming out in 2024 in October, so we're a little over a year away from it. Very excited for it. Can't fucking wait. But I don't know. Do they need to go back into the past? For what, I guess, would be my question. You know, with Sienna's dad, we kind of got that whole backstory in Terrifier 2. We know basically everything that was going on with him, how, you know, things weren't right in his head, and, well, yeah, what happened to him, which I probably shouldn't talk about on YouTube. But if you've seen the film, you know. I just watched Terrifier 2 again last night for the video I posted today, and I'm very positive that the next movie, I think we'll have like another angle to like another character going Terrifier, which I don't know how else to say that. we got the little pale girl in Terrifier 2. I think Victoria is going to be much more prominent now in the next film, and we'll get like a Bride of Terrifier kind of situation, which will be a lot of fun. I think I'm really excited to see that explored. Very fun, very, very fun movie, though. And that's probably, out of all the movies that are officially announced right now, that's probably the one I'm the most excited for. Terrifier 3 cannot come soon enough. As well as this other side project that Damien Leone is working on with Ghost House Pictures, Sam Raimi's company. Very excited for that. I cannot wait. Sarah Campbell's throwing $5 Canadian in there. Sarah, thank you so much for your continued support. I know I say it all the time, but Sarah, you really mean a whole lot to this channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Saying it's not horror, but dear God, I'm dying for the second Mortal Kombat. Thoughts? I can't even hate on the 90s ones. My body is ready. Me too, Sarah. Oh my God. Listen, I love the 90s ones. Honestly, I do. Like, I grew up on them. I would fucking, listen, I'll be honest with you. I'll admit it. When I was like fucking, you know, this tall, I was pretending to fucking fight to the movie, and the fucking, you know, Mortal Kombat, you know, the fucking song comes on. I just start punching the air and shit. It was awesome. But I love those movies. They're fun. But the new one, I think, just blows it out of the water. Sure, is the plot not all that great? People have, you know, you've heard the complaints about the movie. You know, there's not actually a tournament. But I don't, you know, to me, they did enough fighting. There was so much recreation of like some of the cool locations, fatalities, great casting all around with a lot of the characters. I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I had a really good time with it. And I'm very excited for the next one too, which we just got some casting news on recently, and I'm very excited for it. Sean, man, come on. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is better than the new one. Come on, man. That's just kicking dirt in its face, I think. That's crazy, man. That's wild. But Sarah, me and you will love the new Mortal Kombat movie together, I guess. Because I guess everyone else hates it, but that's okay. We'll enjoy it. I love it. It's awesome. And if you guys, KillJoy cult members, by the way, if you got to see my review of Boar, you'll know that Nathan Jones, who starred in that movie, also is one of the characters in the new Mortal Kombat, which I thought was pretty cool. So, hey, that's something pretty fucking cool. He gets absolutely fucking wrecked in that new movie, but it's cool nonetheless. Sarah, thank you for the $5 Canadian. I appreciate the heck out of you. And I hope you're doing good up there, because down here in Ohio, we're getting some of the ash from up north, and I just hope all of my friends up north are doing okay right now in this very, very scary time. My God. Hopefully you guys are all good up north. I don't know, man. My job is keeping up with horror news, unfortunately. I want to keep up with everything else. Old Jake doesn't have the time. I feel like Terrifier will end with 5 movies. Oh, man. But why can't it go on forever? Why can't we make this why can't we make this a whole crazy ass trilogy where we just keep getting movies? I always like that. You know, I mean, there are definitely franchises that need to just stop at some points, you know, where it's like, okay, you know, we just made Freddy's dead. We got to stop for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like there are movies like that where it's like, okay, like, listen, we got to chill out a bit. But until that point, I'm good with movies just rolling. I'm good with franchises just keeping it going. Like, listen, I haven't seen the new Mission Impossible yet, but I'm hearing great fucking things. And you know what? If it's good, why not keep making them? That's my thought process. I'm like, if you can keep throwing really good movies at me, I'm down for it. Johnny Hideout UK throwing £2 in there. I appreciate that, Johnny. Thank you. Saying no more news of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Nothing super crazy. We got the announcement of who's going to write and direct and that it's happening. And maybe, you know, Freddie Prinze Jr. will be in it. Not a whole lot, unfortunately. Not a whole lot of news, but I'm going to do a lot of research on it tonight and tomorrow morning, and we'll do a big video on it tomorrow morning. Or probably tomorrow evening, let's be honest. That's when Jake has been posting videos. So old Jake will get it out real soon, though. I'm very excited to talk about that one. I hope it's good, but I don't have the highest expectations. I'm excited for it, but I still Know What You Did Last Summer, I think is fun. But the movie after that, my God, that's something else. Something else is going on in that third I Know movie. So hopefully it's nothing like that. Hopefully they can capture a bit of the magic that is in that original film. But who knows? We've yet to see. Don't know too much about it, so it's kind of hard to judge the movie at the moment. But I'm excited to talk about the few things we do know in a big video tomorrow. So thank you so much for the support, Johnny. I appreciate the heck out of you. Mortal Kombat Annihilation gave me Shao Kahn saying, "It is glorious." Annihilation is fun, but man, it's got some dumb moments. Like, the guy that plays Raiden in that movie, I don't like at all. It almost bugs me when he comes on screen. Just like, bro, come on. What's going on here? Did you read my other comment about Terrifier 3? I just want to hear your thoughts. Hang on, Chosen Vader. I got you, man. You're worried? What gets me worried for Terrifier 3 is the lack of art screen time. Oh, man. Let me tell you what. Listen, I understand with the addition of a bride character, like we were just talking about. Like, we're going to have 3 entities that are clowns, essentially. I don't want to call them all Terrifiers because that's not right. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if that's right or not. But I think that will be fine. I think that I think that the people behind this franchise know why we're coming. You know what I mean? They know why we're here, and it's to see this fucking clown have an absolute blast tearing people to shreds. We know this. We all know this. We all know that's why we're doing it. So for me, I don't think that's something to worry about. But, I mean, if we go to the next movie, you know, and let's say it's like a way shorter movie too, and Art the Clown is barely in it, they're trying to do way too much story for a 90-minute movie or something along those lines, that's a different story. But I feel like that's not something to worry about. We know that they're not going to compromise on their vision. They have made that very clear. They're working with companies that don't have no interest in cutting down screen time or being like, okay, you guys can't make another like nearly 3-hour slasher film. They're going to fucking make it as long as they want, and it's going to be absolutely crazy. And I know that's been that was like a big criticism of Terrifier 2, but I can't imagine that movie any shorter. I really can't. Like, lots of story to go over, lots of crazy kills to enjoy. I don't know. I can't imagine that movie any shorter than it is personally. So I think it works for what it is. Not every movie needs to fit into a 90-minute or close to 90-minute range like that. I think every story needs to be told at a certain appropriate length, you know? And it's almost weird that we have so many movies around that same amount of time, you know? I loved when we got Host in 2020, a 60-minute movie that absolutely kicks ass. It's a blast. It's found footage. It's just jump scares for 60 minutes. And, you know, honestly, there are movies like that go on for too long. Try to do too much with the story. And I just appreciated that was 60 minutes of pure fun and terror. And it's all it needed to be. It didn't need to be a minute longer. So, I don't know. For me, I just hope that they make it the appropriate time that it needs to be. Just the right amount to do everything that they're going to do with the story. And we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what they do with it. Have you seen Antlers? Watched it earlier. It blew my mind. Currently my favorite Wendigo horror. The comeuppance of the bully was everything and the reveal was sick. I wasn't crazy about it. I think that every character in that movie was like the exact same. They were all just very sad. and depressed for some reason, and I just was really looking for some more diversity between character arcs and relationships. It was all pretty much the same. I don't know. It didn't really blow me away. I'm glad you had a good time with it though. And as far as Wendigo horror goes, that's definitely up there. Unfortunately, not crazy competition in that very niche field. But I'm trying to think like what else, like what other Wendigo horror even is there that like stands up a bit, you know? Well, what is the cream of the crop when it comes to Wendigo horror? There's not too much. I know there's that one like Larry Fessenden movie or whatever that he made. I've never seen it, but I know it's a Wendigo-based horror flick. I would love to watch that one. I've heard good things about it. Couldn't even tell you the title of it, but I hear it's good. No one talks about The Babysitter anymore. Yeah, you know, I don't know if they're doing a third one. I don't know. That was one of my biggest videos on this page too, talking about The Babysitter 3. And I don't know. Like, are we gonna get another one? Probably not, unfortunately. But you know, Jenna Ortega is in that second one, so you never know. You never really know. Maybe they'll revisit it someday and have McG do another one. They're fun movies, man. I enjoy them. They're pretty cool. You're looking forward to Fast and Furious? Hell yeah. I will be in the theater day one for part 2 of Fast X. That I swear to God, that was the most ridiculous fucking movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't think anything even comes close. Like, it was at the same time a 0 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10, and I don't even know how else to explain it. Like, it's one of those movies I simply could not do a review of. You just need to go see it for yourself. It is so fucking funny. I had tears in my eyes. I was laughing the whole time. So good. So bad, but so good. My God, pure bliss. Fast X it's still my favorite Fast and Furious movie too. I'm almost through all of them. I had to take a break because you can only take so many of those movies, but I'm through, like, I've watched the first 6 and genuinely my favorite one is still Fast X. Like, I had the very best time with that movie. So ridiculous. Oh, so good. What was the first horror movie you watched? Mine was Urban Legend. Very nice. And I think I was about 7, 8 watching on TV, thinking it needed it be about Nessie or Bigfoot. Boy, I was wrong. That film holds a special place in my heart. That one's so fun, man. Urban Legend is so underrated. I don't know why people don't talk about that one enough. Comes out in the wake of Scream, you know, so it's very inspired by that. It's pretty much a Scream film in a lot of ways. It's very, very similar. They throw in like the addition of like, oh, urban legends are how all these people die, which I think is a really cool, it's just a really fun to add in there. Instead of like horror and meta commentary, they do that instead. So I don't know. It's very creative. It's a very fun movie. Great kills, great reveal, especially in the first one, especially. The second one, I don't hate. I don't hate the killer reveal in that one, but the first one is like, will blow your fucking mind. Don't look up anything about the movie either. Don't even look up the Google if you've never seen it. Just watch it. That one's nuts, man. What's up? Jason Carpenter is saying, Jake, I made it in. Good, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. We're just bullshitting about horror, about, you know, I don't even know what else, man. Megadeth. We were talking about Megadeth earlier. What's your favorite Megadeth album? Let's throw that out there. Terrifier. What do you want to see in Terrifier 3? Villain Killin' Dylan is saying Art terrorized the block, then in T2 terrorized the town. In Terrifier 3, he terrorizes the world. I like that a lot. I really like that. I also like what Green Tea Witch is saying here too. 4, Art goes to space. Listen, it would be an incomplete horror franchise if you don't take your villain to space at some point. Come on. Come on. We've been through this before with Leprechaun, with Jason, maybe one day with Freddy. Oh man, but Art the Clown in space. Jesus Christ. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy is a masterpiece. All 3 movies, full stop. Here's my thing about that, Jason, and I'm not asking this to be condescending. I'm just genuinely asking you. Do you feel like Halloween Ends finishes the full story well? Like, I'm just curious what your take on that is, because that's my biggest detriment to the movie. I think you can watch Halloween Ends stand alone and have a good time with it, but as a conclusion to the story that's been set up through the past two films, I don't feel like that's why I don't like it. Like, genuinely, that's the only big reason I don't like it. Is I can get past some of the other stuff. It's the fact that they just threw out the story essentially, and the 90% of that film doesn't really even give a shit about that. There's the 10% of it that's kind of about Laurie Strode and kind of about everybody else in the movie, but I don't know. To me, my understanding is like people like Halloween Ends because they like the story of it, and it's good it's a good standalone. But I don't know. It just, to me, it just doesn't do it for continuing the story that was set up in the past two films. Sarah Campbell's also throwing out a little bit of a link here. Thank you so much for that again, Sarah. We just dropped some brand new shirts at the store too, if you have not seen that already. For Pride Month, we got some of these bad boys. Little KillJoy Jake logo, but Pride. Little Ghostface, but with the Pride mask, which I think is pretty cool. And then we also got the Wes Carpenter shirt, which for some reason, I don't have on here. But I do have the inverse of that with John Craven. So we have directed by Wes Carpenter, written by John Craven. So if you want to confuse the fuck out of people who were certain that it was John Carpenter, go and get that shirt. Check it out on that link right there. Because I'll tell you what, I wear that shirt out in public sometimes, and people are like, isn't it Wes Craven though? I didn't know it was Wes Carpenter. And I'm like, no, it's Wes Carpenter. Totally gaslight people. It's absolutely fucking hilarious. Do that at your own discretion. If you want to yell at me for that, go ahead. I don't care. But pretty funny nonetheless. Do you have a crush on Imogen Raynor in Insidious: The Last Key? That's an odd question, Mario and Sonic fan. I don't even know why I clicked on that. I don't know if you have seen it, but my first horror movie was called The Witch's House. I have not seen that. Ooh, where is this? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, my friend. Leave me something about that down there if you got it. I have not heard of that. Is that on like Tubi or something? I'd love to watch it. My first horror movie was the fucking David Arquette Spider movie, Eight-Legged Freaks. If you guys have ever seen Eight-Legged Freaks, that was my first one. That was so much fucking fun. First time. I was horrified. I'd never seen a scary movie before. Old little Jake running around in a diaper, pissing my pants. That's all I used to do. Seeing spiders that were much bigger than the spiders I was used to. That scared the shit out of old Jake. Damn. Green Tea Witches, yeah. I mean, right there. I'm excited to watch Halloween Ends again tonight. I'm watching it again right after this stream, and I'm excited to watch it again with fresh eyes. It's been like a month or so since I've seen it. I don't know. I've seen it 5 times now, and I still don't like it. But tonight I'm gonna watch it with the mindset of this is its own thing. It has nothing to do with the other movies, and maybe I'll like it more because I watched Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And when you watch that with the context of you're not thinking about Halloween, you're not thinking about what a Halloween movie should be and, Michael Myers and all that, I can really get behind it. I really enjoyed it. But Halloween Ends has been really tough for me because I am so invested in the story at hand that they set up in Halloween 2018 and Kills. It's done so well. And then it's like they were like, yeah, we don't give a shit. we don't give. We're going to tell this story about Corey Cunningham instead. So I'm going to try to focus in on Corey as a killer for tonight's viewing, but I don't know, man. Will I like it more? Who knows? Maybe. Even with Halloween 2, I'm not like, oh, it's the best horror movie ever. It's still like a 6 out of 10 for me, but I still enjoy it for what it is. It's its own animal, and so is Halloween Ends, in my opinion. It's however you feel about it. I just feel like it's its own thing. It exists in its own universe, aside from the Halloween franchise, in my mind, at least. Oh, you think your first horror movie was Arachnophobia? Oh, okay. So spiders is a commonality here that I like. Spiders scare the fuck out of me, man. I don't know what it is. Like, they're not even. Sometimes I let them crawl on my hand and shit, and they're fine. Like, they're just bugs. But there's something about them that fuck me up for some reason. I don't know what it is. They're just scary looking fellas, Oh man, lipstick face demon tormented Allison. Sure did. Shay Rance is saying my first horror movie was Hostel. I watched it when I was 10. Bad choice. Oh man, I was horrified. I didn't like horror movies, but I was at a sleepover at this new kid's house and wanted to seem cool. Yeah. Oh man, Hostel's the tough one. That is shit. Watching that guy's Achilles heel get sliced up. Ugh. I still don't like that. I'm a grown man and I still don't like that. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, that shit's horrifying. Hostel's a lot of fun though. I know a lot of people that don't like Hostel. Some of the shit at the beginning's weird, but I don't know. I enjoy it. The effects are great. The concept and ideas and I don't know, the gore. It hits the sweet spot for me big time. I really like that one. But the second one really improves upon the concept, I think, which is why I like the sequel a lot too. And I've never seen the third one. Never sat down and watched it. But also I hear is pretty cool. Takes place in Vegas, which is very different instead of like East Europe. So I want to check that one out. A slasher in Vegas is very, very interesting to me. There's not too many of those, not too many Vegas themed slashers. Off the top of my head, all I can think about is like fucking, Leprechaun 3. And like, what's that zombie movie from like 2 years ago? That's a zombie movie. That's not even a slasher. The Zack Snyder one, Army of the Dead. Not too many of those bad boys out there. But when you find them, you gotta enjoy them because Vegas themed anything is kind of cool to me. It's got its own vibe. It's got its own personality that I like. Jake, those dime a dozen killer swarm movies are scary. I couldn't imagine being eaten alive by millions of fire ants in Legion of Fire. Holy fuck. Jesus. Yeah, that's pretty fucking... Listen, it's one thing to get killed by a guy with a knife, but animals? Like, there's no reasoning with a bunch of fire ants. You can't talk down an army of fire ants and say, hey, don't fucking eat me. They don't give a shit. They just see you as meat. And admittedly, some slashers probably see their victims as that too, but Patrick Bateman, you could theoretically talk your way out of that situation. It would be difficult, but it's doable. I'm a little more scared of like thousands of fire ants than I am Patrick Bateman. Probably a hot take. But I guess I would rather be in a room with Patrick than I would fire ants, so I'll give you that, Dylan. Monsters and wild animals way scarier, man. Army of the Dead Slapped was really fun to watch. It was a fun watch. I rewatched it recently. I wasn't crazy about it the first time I watched it, but on rewatch I enjoyed it a little more. It's fun. It's very fun. It has a brand new take on zombies, which I like. Besides the ending, I liked that it wasn't just another apocalypse zombie movie, that we have plenty of those. There's so many of those movies. It's like, okay, we get it. We got it. You've done this story millions of times. Let's do something else. I liked that. I liked that it was contained to just Vegas. Same with like Peninsula or Train to Busan, other movies that are kind of similar to that. Really enjoy like smaller concept zombie movies like that. Horror Den is saying, it's just occurred to me that Sam still has a Loomis family member out there. Hank, what would their first conversation be like? Could he be a killer or have other offsprings out there to get their niece? I hope not, because that's kind of just like a Scream 3 thing, I'm so abrasive to family-oriented anything in a Scream film because like so many movies in this franchise has done that. So I don't know. It's tough for me to entertain that idea because it's like we have hit every single angle of family member relations in the Scream films in so many different ways. Like Screams 2, 3, 4, and 6 hit on that. And it's just like, what I loved about 5 so much was that it was refreshing to have, characters. Well, that's not necessarily true now that I say it out loud, but the killers had nothing to do with family relation, which was like, breath of fresh air. Like, this is nice. This is something different, which is really cool. We did have characters that were related to past characters, so that was a little like, okay, I'm not crazy about that, but I still like that they took it in an original direction. You had Sam, who was the daughter of Billy Loomis, and has this killer bloodlust in her, which is a really interesting facet to her character. Still very excited to see what they do with that. And I don't know, 5 was really refreshing. Obviously 6's reveal left a sour taste in some people's mouths. I saw a lot of those comments with my last Scream 6 video. But once again, like I said there, I'll reiterate it here. Look at the positives, my friends. Look at what Scream 6 offered and did for that franchise. Kicked open some brand new doors and avenues that we can travel down in future movies, I think. and made those like more obscure ideas less weird. It's like now it's not too unreasonable to say that we could have an entire movie that's from the killer's perspective. I don't think that's like a weird suggestion anymore. Before Scream 6, it was pretty outlandish, and it's like, what? They would never do something like that. And well, now they kind of did that in the movies, so it's an absolute possibility moving forward. That's not the only thing that's great about it either, though. I think there's a lot of fun stuff in Scream 6, but that's just me. I agree, Green Tea Witch. No more generational serial killer drama in the Scream saga. Like, man, we gotta tell you, at some point, you gotta know when to start your own, like, just a new story. That's my thing about Sydney coming back. It's gotta be done right. You know, you can't just have Sydney come back and there's a new killer after specifically her. It's like, man, we've done that so many times. We've done that 4 times. Like, I'm at the point where I'm a little more invested in Sam Carpenter. I want to see Sydney back for this new movie. I can't see her coming back for like at the very forefront of the movie again role like that. That would be a little bit of a stretch unless they can find like some brand new motive for a killer to be specifically going after Sydney for whatever reason. You know, I don't know. I'm just I want Sydney back. I just don't think she should be the focus, which is maybe a hot take. I've seen a lot of people who are like, man, I just don't care about Sam Carpenter. I want Sydney back in the forefront, but I don't know. I just don't think that would result in a good movie, which I think all of us, nobody wants that. Everyone just wants a good movie. We all want a good movie. I know you don't like the crazy person idea for Scream, but if they did it like High Tension, it would work great. I think that's why High Tension is so controversial, though. You know, I think that's why people aren't crazy about that movie because of that angle to it. You have someone who is like is mentally ill and hallucinating, and that's why they're killing everybody. I've talked about it before. Like, I sorry if I spoiled that movie for you. I just realized that. Wow. I think that's why people don't love that movie, though. So I don't know. That's a tough thing to execute here in 2023. You know what I mean? With much more awareness on the topic, like how that's just not necessarily a good representation of mental illness, because that's not necessarily how it works. But I think writing wise, I respect High Tension because it's so interesting. But it's tough to say, you know what I mean? It's really tough to say one way or the other. I wouldn't want them to make a distasteful movie that incorrectly portrays mental illness. But with Sam, there's many more layers to her character than just that. I don't think that's the reason she would go crazy. If that is the reason, I feel like that I'm just not, I don't know. I'm just not, wouldn't love it. Wouldn't love it if they went down that route when they've already set up something, a good reason for her to go out and kill people, which is, there's more Richie disciples out on the internet somewhere that she can track down and go hunt. We could do like a globe-trotting Scream movie, which would be fucking cool. I don't know, just my opinion personally, but I think that there's a way to do the Sam Carpenter as a killer thing really well, tastefully, and doesn't even have to touch on that subject entirely. But that, once again, just my opinion. I just want to see them. I just want to see Scream 7 do something really good with whoever the killer is. That's something I've seen some of the sequels struggle with at times. And I don't know, 5 was the last time where I was like, fuck yes, with the killers. So I want to see something else with the next movie. That's the thing that pissed you off with Scream 6, was that it was marketed as the most brutal and bloody one of the franchise, but when it came out, I was just, what? I don't know. I don't know about that. I think it had some pretty gory and brutal like sequences. Everybody got fucked up in that movie too. You know, that's the other thing. There wasn't a whole lot of kills, but there was a lot of people getting fucked up and stabbed and, you know, cut, and like really slow shots of people getting like a knife in the stomach. Like, think Annika, like when she gets stabbed in the stomach and she's just screaming and it's like, ugh, it's nasty. Some good practical effects there. Annika's death too, I think, is a big standout. The bodega sequence, while you don't get to see a whole lot of gore, I thought was pretty fucking awesome, though. I thought that was pretty brutal. Ghostface with the shotgun, that's pretty metal, in my opinion. I'm not crazy about guns in slasher movies. You know, it kind of defeats the whole slashing element to a slasher, but I still thought it was cool. You know, he wasn't running around with a shotgun the whole movie, so I appreciated that. What else do we got going on here? The Loomis Killer is saying it would be a great opportunity to have a Sydney versus Sam fight. Yes, thank you, my friend. I feel like having Sam snap due to Tara or Danny's death would be a good enough reason. I don't know about that. I think we can do a little more than that. You know, I think that a death of a character can trigger Sam to start going after more Richie disciples, but that's just got to be it. You know, like what if here's something we've set up in the past 2 movies where we don't necessarily know where it's going. Mindy has this anxiety about not being able to guess who the killer is. But what if after the opening scene of Scream 7, right? Mindy knows exactly who the fuck the killer is this time. She tracked it down. She's like, it's this motherfucker from Atlanta who's in love with Richie or whatever the fuck. Doesn't matter. And we're going to go after him. We're going to do something. And maybe Sam says something to the degree of, well, you know what? We should stoop down to their level. We should call the police and just take care of this thing manually. Well, then Sam is like, no, actually, fuck all that shit. Dons the Ghostface robe, goes down there on a secret flight and kills the fuck out of this person. Kills the fuck out of him. Like, not just a little bit. Like, oh, a vicious second kill to the movie, which would be pretty awesome. I could see that being like the trigger point, but I just think if Sam snaps, like I'm like, dude, every horror movie has done this. So many slasher movies have done this. It's not a tried and true trope either. I think looking back at so many 80s movies that use that very vague mental illness thing as a reason for them to have a killer in a movie, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore, in my opinion, because it's distasteful, because it's not accurate. And well, besides all that, if you're just not, you're like, I don't know about that, Jake. Putting that aside, it's been done to death. So many 80s slashers did it. I'm not crazy about it in the first place. But besides that, it's been done to death. Too many people have done it. I don't know. I don't want to see that as a reasoning for having a killer in a movie anymore. Just in my opinion. Thoughts on Unfriended? I like Unfriended. Unfriended is fun. It was an interesting movie. I wouldn't say it's like one of the best found footage movies ever. I think it's a little more middle of the road, but it's got some scary moments to it for sure. If that's your cup of tea. We got slashers, found footage, very different ends of very different spectrums, I think. So I know some people aren't super crazy about that, but I really enjoy found footage. I think it's really fun. Some people can't get behind jump scares. Are they a little cheap? Well, maybe, but I think they're fun. That's why I'm hyped for Insidious, man. That's why I'm hyped, especially Isaiah and Renee, for Insidious 5 to go with friends to the theaters. Listen, if you hate these movies, I respect it. It's your opinion. It's all good. What I will say, though, is go see this in the theaters with a bunch of friends and tell me it's not going to be a fucking great time. Listen, it's so fucking fun to watch your buddies jump at shit. Cause like I watch horror movies all the time. I'm not like, oh my God anymore, but some of my friends are, and it's so fucking funny. It's a blast. So drag your friends to this movie who may be horrified of horror movies. It'll be a great time. I promise. It'll be a good time. I don't know. I love that. My friends love going to these movies too. It's always a good time, I think. King Parham is saying, what if Chad doesn't survive in the hospital? Could it make Mindy go crazy over her brother? I've seen a lot of people saying they want Mindy to become a killer, but if they hadn't set up everything they've set up with Sam, I'd be into this, but it would almost feel like a bit of a missed opportunity, right? If they don't do anything with Sam's darkness in her, I don't see Mindy as a killer personally. I don't know. I just don't think that she would have that reaction. I think you got to set up certain things with a character if they're going to become a killer. Not everyone wants to go out and kill people. And if we're going to tell this story about someone going from a protagonist to an antagonist, we have to have it set up correctly. I think about like Better Call Saul. I'm watching Better Call Saul right now. And even if you know nothing about it, basically, without spoiling anything, the show is about Jimmy McGill turning into Saul Goodman. Which they tell that story across 6 seasons of television, and it's, where I'm at least, it's fucking fantastic. It's amazing. So to me, you have that slow decline from good character to bad character. And nobody that's alive and is a human being wants to be the bad guy in any situation. Nobody wants to be the problem, but sometimes you slowly become that because you think you're the good guy. And that's what I love so much about Ghostface killers, is a lot of them think they're doing something good. Think about Mrs. Loomis. She thinks that she's getting revenge on the person that killed her younger son. Her son, I mean, not younger, not too young, but she thinks she's doing it for good reasons. She thinks that her little Billy boy was a good kid and didn't do anything wrong. But she's obviously very wrong. And that's why, well, what happened to her happened to her. So to me, I don't know. It's going to be very tough to set up a character as a killer. I don't think you can just, you couldn't turn Sidney Prescott into a killer, for example. But Sam, I think it's there. I think the groundwork has already been laid. I think that's why I'm so obsessed with the theory, is because we could do that in the next movie. That's a possibility. Will they do that? I don't know. I'm leaning towards no, unfortunately, but it's possible. Loomis Killer is saying, hear me out. I always do, my friend. Always hear you out. Sam and Mindy believe they've guessed the killers correctly, and Sam kills that person, turns the media against Sam just like Scream 6. Oh, man. I mean, you want to talk about more reasons why Sam could become the killer. I mean, you've laid the groundwork for it, which this is absolutely could be a facet to Scream 6, is maybe the weight of the entire world basically hating Sam because she got blamed for the killings in Scream 5. This could weigh even more down on her, which would really suck. And something else I want to talk about too is just because we killed the killers in Scream 6, who, started this rumor, made it this whole thing, and ruined Sam's career and life pretty much. I don't think that just goes away after the events of Scream 6. Like, listen, I love people, but some people can be really dumb. And even though there is factual evidence for something that exists in our world, some people won't believe it, no matter what. So I think it would be the same case here in Scream 7, because you have, so many people believed it for the longest time that Sam's in the wrong. Sam was the killer. Oh, this evidence came out that these other people started that. That's a bunch of bullshit. Some people won't believe it, man. I strongly believe that would be the case. So I don't know. I think that would be a really interesting angle once again to explore in the next film. There's so many things that Scream 6 and Scream 5 set up that we can still play around with in a future film that really breaks the mold, breaks the formula, tries something else out that's new. Real quick update here on the old stinky poll. 51% of people saying they're stinky out there with 74 votes. 18% of people really stinky. And 31% say showers are for losers out of 74 people. Y'all are fucking scaring me. I can't say that enough. Take a shower. Did I set you all up for failure here? I totally did. Get wrecked. Ha ha. Fucking hilarious. Anyways, Jacob Anderson is saying, so Insidious is really filming Chapter 6 in August. According to Production Weekly, they are working on a new movie. So yes. I'm excited for it. It's going to be like kind of like a chapter thing, like where it's not focused on like the main story. I believe that's ending in this new film, but horror movies promise us that all the time, and then we revisit shit, so who fucking knows? But Insidious Chapter 6 is going to focus on all new characters, possibly a brand new entity as well, and well, just an entirely new story overall. So I'm very excited for it. It's going to be like kind of a reinvention of the franchise. I think Blumhouse realizes like Insidious Chapter 4 made the most money out of any of those movies. They realize this is a very lucrative property, which is why we're getting Insidious 5, which is why 6 is definitely going to come out soon. I'm just excited for it. I think it's a very fun franchise. I like it better than The Conjuring, personally. I'm excited to see what else they do with it. It's a really interesting concept that's built up a lot of lore and a lot of really cool shit that maybe people overlook. Like, we were talking about this earlier. Like, Insidious, I think when you hear that, you think just, oh, the jump scare franchise, But I would more acclimate that to The Conjuring versus the Insidious flicks. Like, I think there's a lot more to them than just what the Conjuring films have to offer. I like those too. Those are fun, but they're very simplistic. They're jump scare oriented. It's not too much more about like gore, kills, characters. I love this shit though. You get a monster. It's like a monster of the week kind of thing with Insidious. There's a different entity in every movie. I love that. I think that is just so cool. So I would, I don't know. I'm very excited for Insidious Chapter 6. Hopefully it's got a brand new demon and entity. Don't get old Jake wrong. I'm excited to see the lipstick demon here again in Insidious Chapter 5, but I want to see some new shits too. Like Keyface, the man who can't breathe. Very scary fucking demons. So I'm excited to see what else they do with that. Sidney becoming a killer would be really into the Scream vibes, the subversion of characters using Sam as a bait. It would be too obvious the killer's daughter turning out to be evil. It's obvious with Sam, But I think that's what makes it great. I don't think you would do it from, everyone else's perspective, or like trying to follow Sam the whole time, and then try to pull the wool over your eyes. That's just Jill 2.0, in my opinion. I don't think they can do that, but I think the idea of just putting it out in the open in the first 15 minutes that Sam is going to be the fucking killer this time and you're going to be following her, that's really interesting to me. I mean, here's the other thing about that too. This is not the best example, but unfortunately it's what's coming to mind. If you look at like The Hangover, which, hang on. just hear me out for 2 seconds. If you look at the Hangover franchise, right? You have the first movie, which is about a hangover that goes fucking horribly wrong. People, they partied way too damn hard, got themselves into way too much trouble. Now, the second movie, they repeat the formula, and most people don't love that movie. I enjoy it. I think it's fun, but it's definitely the weakest of the three. Now, the third Hangover flips it on its head. There is no hangover, but it's a whole new formula, but it's still very funny. It's still a very good movie. It's definitely the second best in the franchise, I think. Now, what if we apply something like that to the Scream films, where we completely change up the concept, but we deal with problems from the past that are left unresolved, which there are plenty in the Scream story right now. That's what I would love to do with entry number 7. I think that would be fucking awesome. I don't know. Just my thoughts, just my opinion. And the other weird thing about that is Screams 5, 6, and 7 would basically be akin to the Hangover franchise, which I'm just now realizing that, and that is so fucking weird. that is so unbelievably weird. But I would be kind of into that, not gonna lie. Albert's hitting on something really interesting here too, saying these new Scream movies really touch on the mob mentality angle, and I'm a fan. Kind of like a commentary on like the current status of the world. I agree. I agree with that a lot, Albert. I think that's been a really fascinating new angle to it. I like my big thing is like, and I know I already said this, but a sequel has got to break new ground. Why make the same movie twice? I'm not crazy about that. I'm not crazy about just making the same movie over and over and over again. And sure, Scream 6 shares a lot of similarities to Scream 2, but I think it carves its own path in a lot of ways. They lose that in the killer reveal, I'll admit it. I agree with you guys, but there's so much more that they offer and put on the table that I think is so interesting to me. And this is one of those things, mob mentality, the idea of like ruining someone's career with the internet in this universe, how that differs because of the existence of Ghostface. I think that's just so fascinating to me. I don't know. I can't get enough of that shit. That there's so much to chew on with these new Scream movies that I just love. It's why they kind of shoot up to the top of my ranking list for a lot of reasons. I don't know. 5 and 6 killer movies. Really, really enjoy them. We got a good debate going on here, though. I love this. This is what I live for. This shit. I live for movie talk. Even the daughters of that dude that tried to kill her, like she's going into the mob mentality and going after the girls to finish the job and killing off the last remain of Billy's legacy. I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about there, but what I mean is like, if you show it from the perspective of Sam and she's doing it for the right reasons, killing people, there's no good reason to do that is what she's going to miss. I think that's interesting. There's going to be this, a whole new dynamic with the core 4 when they start to figure it out too. Like, what do they do in that scenario where Sam has become the killer and she's been like the main target of the last 2 people? How does the core 4 react to that? I think that's going to be some really interesting new ground to break and try to, once again, carve out a new story, do something a little different. That would be a very fun thing to hit on, I think. Am I going to make Red Right Hand 2? No. I wrote a little treatment for it and it's fun, but there's no way we'd be able to film it, man. I'm just going to be real with you. I would love to make another Scream movie, but we're working on an original right now, which I'm very, very hyped for. It's a horror anthology akin to that of Creepshow, Tales from the Crypt, VHS. It's very similar to those things, but I won't say any more than that. I'm so excited for it though. We put a ridiculous amount of work into it already. We're working on a proof of concept, and you guys will see that relatively soon, maybe even this year. So We're still working on movies though, nonetheless. So I'm not crazy about making sequels personally. I would totally like listen if someone was like, dude, you're making the sequel to Nightmare on Elm Street or whatever the fuck. I would be so into that. But sequels to my own stuff, I'm not crazy about that, I guess. We made Red Right Hand. We technically made it twice because he got the proof of concept a year before that. I don't know. That's the Scream story I wanted to tell. I don't know if there's any more I want to do with it, but I wrote a little treatment for Danny Johnson about like a little adventure he would have after the events of Red Right Hand, but I'm just like, there's no point in telling this story. It would be fun. It would be just basically, it's just a simple slasher too, is what I realized after writing all the little things for it. I didn't write a script. I kind of just was like writing a little treatment for it, a little concept. I thought that was fun. So I don't know. Maybe I'll share it with you guys at some point. Maybe I'll put it on like Patreon for you guys to read. But I probably won't film it. But there's a really cool kill at a diner that I was really proud of, though. So I might recycle that for something else at some point. Zenith, what's up, Zenith? How's it going? This isn't slasher related, but cool shirt. Thank you. Megadeth is awesome. Listen, we're talking slashers, but we're also talking a bunch of other shit too. Bring up whatever. If you want to talk about blueberry birthday cake, we'll fucking talk about it. All right? I don't give a shit, Zenith. Zenith like the TV or Zenith like the literal meaning, like the top, the very best? I'm just curious. Or did you just think that word was cool? Like, listen, old Jake called this channel KillJoy Jake because I thought it sounded cool. So if you dig that, I'm just curious. I'm just curious why you're named Zenith. I always like a good backstory, my friend. You got it from a song. I dig it. I dig that a lot. Very nice. I wonder if it was a Megadeth song. I'm not all like super familiar with Megadeth, but I fucking love Peace Sells and their first album so much. That is just like, that's my favorite shit when it comes to thrash metal. Oh, I got to do a deep dive on some of their later stuff. But man, those first two albums, man, oh, chef's kiss. So good. Such good shit. The Loomis Killer is asking, is there a specific genre for clown movies? I love how they all have the same concept, but the stories can twist in different ways depending on how dark they are. Yeah, clown movies definitely have carved out their own subgenre, just like the zombie subgenre, because there's so many of them. And sure, a lot of them are very similar, but they all try very different things out, and I think that's really cool. I think that's really fun. I like clown horror movies do really do really hit the spot for me, in my opinion. They're a lot of fun. Clown by like the Eli Roth produced one, by the way, if you have not seen that, very underrated in my opinion. I recommend it. That one's really good. Stitches the Clown, I think, is an underrated one too. It's a horror comedy with some great kills in it. By the way, Sarah Campbell just gifted another KillJoy Jake membership. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you. Sarah's killing it tonight. We love Sarah here. Speaking of Sarah, by the way, we are doing another horror trivia night. By the way, we're going to do a little more audience participation this time, which I think is going to be fun. We're doing that on July 15th, a couple weeks from now. Or was it July 14th? I can't remember. It's the Friday of that week, whenever that is. I'm excited for it, though. We have a brand new... July 14th, my bad. July 14th, we're doing it. I am fucking hyped. This one's going to be even more fun this time, I think. So make sure to stop on by. We're going to have a whole fun cast of characters on the old KillJoy Jake page, too. Get some fun people on here. So it's gonna be a good time. Stop on by if you'd like. They'll be fun. Be fun to talk about a bunch of bullshit. Do some trivia. So check that out. Sarah's also saying that music is so important to movies. It really is. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I love It Follows. I really do. It's a great movie. But part of why I love it so much is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is such a fucking banger. Some of y'all don't understand how good that soundtrack is for that movie. So I don't know. Me personally, love it. So good. Such a good movie. It makes it. And there's a lot of movies like that. Like I recently talked about a movie which I'm not going to name the name of because I don't know. I just don't like talking negatively about most things. But I'm not crazy about the movie. But the soundtrack is so good, and I listen to it all the time. Like, I'm like, this soundtrack is so good. I don't like this movie at all, but oh my God, this soundtrack kicks ass. Sometimes that can, like Christopher is saying here, that can make or break a movie sometimes. Very important. It creates atmosphere, builds character and personality. Think that original Halloween, too. Would that be as impactful as it is without the unforgettable score? I don't know, Ooh, Villain Killing Dylan's talking about Don't Breathe. Very nice. Very nice. Love that movie, man. Oh, shit. Don't Breathe is so good. That's probably one of the best like home invasion thrillers, maybe of all time. I think it's so tense. It's so fucking scary. It keeps you guessing, too. There's a lot of twists and turns throughout it, which I think are fun. I like movies like that, where there's constant twists. You never really know which direction it's going to go. Oh, is it going to be like this the whole time? Wait, oh shit, we just flipped it all on its head in the middle of it. Love shit like that. Don't Breathe is a killer flick with an underrated sequel. Not as good as the first one, in my opinion, but still fun. Talking about Megadeth, I love that we're talking about Megadeth. They wasted the chance to use She-Wolf by Megadeth in the trailer of the new Evil Dead. Listen, there's never enough Megadeth in pop culture. I'll tell you that much. I don't know. It just is something that hasn't been, I don't know, beloved by the mainstream media, I guess. If that sounds so fucking cringe when I say that out loud, but I don't know. I think it's a little more like it's very complex and crazy natured songs. So I think that doesn't rub people the right way. Not as familiar, you know. It's very out there. It's like thrash music, music at its most pure and basic form, I think. But that's what I love about it. It's so fucking out there and different. Dave Mustaine is such an interesting artistic voice, I think. And I don't know. I love his fucking music, man. Got kicked out of Metallica, said fuck that shit. We're doing something else. Very metal. A very metal dude. I literally watched Don't Breathe tonight for the first time. Fuck yeah, Logan. I hope you enjoyed it, man. Fede can do no wrong. Fede can do no wrong. Not a fan of the second one, I see. I saw a lot of people who didn't love the second one, and listen, once again, we respect all opinions here. I think my thing about it, though, is I think a lot of people saw that movie and they're like, oh, they made the blind man a good guy, but I think you missed the point of the whole movie, personally, if that was your takeaway. There was so much building up to the fact that he's a bad guy. He's not a good dude. I don't think they ever paint him that way, but it's almost like he's hidden in society as a good dude, but he's not. You know what I mean? And he recognizes that by the end of the movie and sacrifices himself for... Okay, now I'm just spoiling shit. I've done that twice tonight, and I'm like, I gotta shut up. Some people haven't seen these movies, you know? I still feel bad about spoiling Bodies a while back. So I gotta stop. Watch the fucking movie, form your own opinion, and then come on back. Come on back. Old Jake's always here. Don't worry about it, Dylan. Don't worry about it. He doesn't do anything. Watch the movie. Watch it. Come on back when you've seen it. Lazy Boy is saying, I feel like Rob Zombie is the only one that can do justice for the Texas Chainsaw franchise. Ooh, okay. I'd see a Rob Zombie Texas Chainsaw. I'll tell you what, man, that'd be fun. I wonder, a lot of horror directors go through these phases where they make like kids movies or a Marvel movie or something like that. We're seeing that a lot, especially, Andy Muschietti literally just directed the Flash movie that is in theaters right now that unfortunately no one is seeing. But yeah, I wonder if Rob Zombie's kind of on that arc right now. He made The Munsters as a most recently. I enjoyed it. It's definitely not like my favorite from his catalog or anything like that, but I thought it was fun. A faithful adaptation too, which some people would disagree on, but that's fine. I'll die on that hill. But will Rob Zombie go back to horror now that he's made, like more of a child-centric, like, a younger demographic centered movie like that? Or is he going to go back to making like crazy ass, hellbilly horror movies? Yet to be seen. It's yet to be seen. I'm excited to see what he does though. With, however you felt about the new TCM though, it was successful. It was a huge hit for Netflix. I'm shocked that there's not another one being made, honestly. The response to it was mixed, admittedly, but like, I can't believe we're not getting another Texas Chainsaw movie. Like, we have that new game on the horizon here, just like, 2 months away, not even, from getting that. I definitely see another one coming, so I don't know. I think we'll get another Texas Chainsaw movie eventually. Will it be a sequel to the next Netflix one? I don't know. Will it be another hard reboot? Another, like, brand new take on the franchise? Whatever it is, I'm excited for it, because I just love seeing Leatherface cut up people into bits. I missed the family in the last movie, though. We'll say that. Would have loved to see the family come back in some capacity. But maybe we'll see that in the next one. If Rob Zombie does it, he'll definitely bring the family into it. Come on. We got to see that. Johnny is throwing $5 in there. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. All the way from the UK hanging out with us tonight. Saying, I have an idea for you. KillJoy Jake the movie. Our Jake gets possessed by a fan delivery gift. He turns evil and choosing his victims from YouTube. Oh, that'd be fucking crazy, man. I'd watch that movie. I'd be possessed for it, but I would try to watch it. You know, that'd be pretty fun. Shit. You know, a lot of Jamie was based on, you know, YouTube and YouTubers and criticism and all that. Sometimes I see things that get posted on YouTube that's just like clearly not a fair criticism of a movie. Like you're criticizing things based off of like either insecurities or if it's bigotry, something like that I like. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, and sometimes you still do, which sucks. So a lot of Red Right Hand came from that. A lot of my, I don't want to say anger, but just just the unbelievable fact that we still see this bullshit in like on YouTube, on Twitter, wherever. It's crazy to me. So I put a lot of that into Red Right Hand. I was kind of hoping it would be basically KillJoy Jake, the horror movie, like the worst timeline for like a movie review critic, whatever. What would happen to them if they just lost their fucking shit and were basically a piece of shit. So that was kind of part of the inception of Red Right Hand in a lot of ways. So I don't know. I hope you dug it nonetheless. Next time around, though, we're gonna have like I said, we're working on a very, very crazy movie right now, and I'm so excited for you guys to see it. It's shit. We have been working on it relentlessly, so I can't wait for you guys to see it. This would be fun, though. I actually have a short film in mind too that I might make here relatively soon. God, it would take us no time at all too, and it would just be something so fun and silly. So. Maybe at some point in the future you'll see that, but I'm working on a feature. It is taking all my energy. I'll tell you what, man, it's a lot of work, but it's gonna be worth it, my friends. It's gonna be very worth it. I can't wait for you to see it. Thank you for the 5, Johnny. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate the pounds, my friend. Thank you. Maybe one day you'll be able to see that. That would be fun. Rashad is talking about Monster House. Oh shit, this trailer scared the fuck out of old Jake when I was younger. Oh my God. Monster House made me piss my pants. I would run out of the room when the trailer played because I was so scared. I was like, ooh. When I was growing up, we had a house across the street that kind of reminded me of the Monster House. So I saw that and I'm like, oh shit, don't want to get too close to that one. I would like go past it with my bike all scared and shit. Fun stuff. Fun shit. Love it. Monster House was honestly good, Capred. I feel you on that. It's a good movie. You watch it, you go back to it. It's a good one. It's very fun. Animation's a little weird in my opinion, but it's a good one though. Oh shit. Oh, okay. Here we go. Little Megadeth. Hell yeah. Here's your homework, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight. Go out there and watch, not watch, listen to Megadeth's second album, Peace Cells. If you have never listened to it, I know most of you have. I see a lot of love for Megadeth out in the chat. But if you have not and you want to get more into metal, I recommend Peace Cells. I think that is the most like digestible of their albums. Their first album's a little more like, I don't want to say like unpolished because that's not true at all. It's really fucking well done, but it's definitely a little more like thrashier, the less care for like the structure of things, more like we just want to make the most metal crazy riff of all time, and it's fucking awesome. That first album kicks ass, but second one is a little more digestible, a little more marketable, I think, like in that way. So I think it's a good like way to get into it, if that makes sense. Peace Cells is so good. Oh, so good. Really well done. Killer metal album. Maybe one of my favorites of all time. Makes Metallica look like K-pop. Let's say that. Damn. Oh, you kill Chad or Tara and Sam will snap like Thanos. Damn. That's a hot take right there. That's a hot take. I think that would upset Sam pretty big, like big time, for sure. That would, any of the core 4, if they lose any of those members, they're all fucking like shit. That fucking sucks. You're gonna get you thought Gale was crying heavy when Dewey died in Scream 5. You'll get a whole fucking sequence of that shit in Scream 7 if anybody dies. Listen, I have a very dark and fucked up heart. I think one of the core 4 has to die in the next movie. It's got to happen, which sucks. Some people don't want to hear that. You know, some people are like, man, I don't want to see the core 4 die. I don't want to see any of these characters go. That would suck. But it's got to suck a little bit. I mean, listen, however you feel about Dewey going in the last movie, in 2 movies ago, I should say, it was super impactful and kind of breathed life into this franchise again. You know, to see these new creatives have some balls and go to places that feel forbidden, a little taboo. You know, you can't kill one of Wes Craven's beloved characters. That's crazy. You know, it's out there. But it's one of the reasons I think these past 2 movies have been so successful is because you get that. You get that, like, these people who are just like, oh shit, like, we got to take this down a new direction, you know? Scream has done the same thing over and over again. Let's try something new here. And I thought that was fun. I don't know. I thought it was fun. It's sad. It's upsetting, but it blew my fucking mind when I saw it because I never thought in a million years these new guys would do that. That's fun. Rust in Peace, absolutely a killer album for sure. Very fun. I haven't listened to the whole thing, but I know a few songs. I do know a few songs from Rust in Peace. Green Tea Witch. Don't forget to subscribe to Jake's second channel, GULLGOTHA. Thank you again, Sarah, for throwing that in there. I appreciate it. If you guys are curious a little more on like animated shows and movies and stuff, I'm doing updates on that. I'm working on a big video for Futurama. The next season of that is coming out soon on Hulu, which I'm excited for. So check that out. Will I watch Squid Game Season 2? I will. I'm probably not going to do update videos on it because apparently no one on YouTube really cares about it. But I learned that the hard way. Put a lot of work into my Squid Game Season 2 video from a while back. But yeah, it doesn't seem like YouTube has a big... It's weird, man. Like, YouTube doesn't have a big audience for some of these, like, huge shows. Like, Stranger Things. I have tried so many times to do... like videos on that. I fucking love Stranger Things. Like, I think season 4 was a fucking masterpiece, and I liked it. I liked the show before that, but season 3, I was like, ooh, okay, this is getting crazier. Okay, I'm digging this a little bit. We didn't even go to the Upside Down really in season 3. I thought that was really interesting, taking that down a real new direction. Then season 4 was like, fuck, man, that blew my mind. Blew my I don't know, really blew my mind. Loved season 4 of that, and I tried to make videos on it. No one really gave a shit. I was like, damn, oh, holy crap, it's crazy. But I don't know. I would love to talk more about Squid Game Season 2, but like I said, just doesn't do all that well in the old views section of things. But I would love to talk more about it. I'm very fascinated to see where they go next. I liked it. I don't think it was, is it, you know, the greatest show of all time? Like, you know, some people would say. I don't know about that, but it's fun. It's got a cool concept behind it. It's basically Mr. Beast, the horror series, which I think is fun. But I like it. I enjoy it. It's fun. I'm excited to see what they do in season 2 with our main character who has bright red Elmo hair now for some reason, which is still a very interesting choice to me. Oh man. Oh, you didn't know there was new Futurama? Yeah, the trailer's out. Check it out. I'm still working on a video. I was going to talk about the trailer. Didn't have time to get to it, but check it out, my friend. It's very fun. It looks very good. Bender is great as always. Has some very fun moments in there. So, all right, y'all. Old Jake just wanted to do a little live stream to talk and catch up with everybody. See how everyone's doing in the week. It is Thursday, my friends, which means tomorrow is Friday, and that's exciting shit. That's the last day of the work week, and it's time for some fun because it's going to be 4th of July weekend coming up here. Old Jake's going to be having some fun too, so you make sure and have some fun too. Have some fun for me. If there's anything you do leaving this stream, have fucking fun. That's what I say. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. Like I said, tomorrow we'll be live again talking about underrated slashers. I'm going to bring some very fun shit to the table that I think some of you haven't heard of, so I'm excited to bring that up. Check it out. I'm excited to talk with y'all tomorrow. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.